Right. Can you hear me now? Damn! My mic wasn't selected. I've been playing around with trying not to record the music on my VODs and my recordings. Um, okay. No, awesome. Oh, thank you so much, you did. Always helps to have someone in the stream to tell me when I'm muted or not. But so yeah, gosh, maybe I should really drink my coffee. That would help. So, but yeah, um, right, plans for today. We are. I've made yesterday. I had this thing in my head suddenly that I wanted to make a change to the cloak based upon the first part that I did, and that it's a little bit more in around the waist, so that it's not as wide and not as flappy, and maybe it would fit a bit more streamlined. So I made those amendments. I still have to put it all together. Yeah, just coffee. So ow, and it's hot, which is also good because it's cold here. It's freezing. It's even been snowing yesterday, so this silly white stuff, and I haven't got my winter tires on my car yet, so that's gonna be. I probably need to make an appointment soon because they're gonna be busy with everybody doing that. Everybody usually waits till December, but oh, thank you. My hair is. I need to redo my fringe. My fringe just faded a lot faster than the rest of my hair, but I just found this lipstick as well in my. I have a mountain of lipsticks. I was like, yep, red it is today. So, but yeah, so we're gonna make the amendments to the put the cloak together, and then if that works, hey, Supergirl, welcome, welcome. Oh, sorry. I need to check my settings for that. So I'll wait for a second. Hello. Yeah, sorry about the ads. I'm trying not to have them in the first half an hour of people watching, so I should check my settings again and make sure that they've not changed them yet. Yeah. Hey, Swizzer. What's... Everybody's here today. I haven't even properly started yet. I need caffeine. But, yeah, so I made some amendments. I will show you in a little bit. Because I can put my keyboard away because I've done all my things and put all the copy links in. So if that's okay and everything works out, then we can put it into the real fabric. And also, I got... So those of you who see me do my shoe armor, you've seen me that I use those, the little... Yeah, I've tried to set it to less, so it doesn't do like 6 ads, but like 3, but it seems that Twitch is going to force me to run certain lengths of time, so I will check in. I know there's been some new stuff going on with that. So before I was using these, how'd you call them again? Damn it. Rivets, that's the word. I know, the ads literally give me like $2 but yeah. So I used to use these little little rivets, But I actually bought Chicago screws, which I think is going to be far more secure to put the shoe armor together. So these are the Chicago screws. There's a tiny little screw here, and it screws in. They're a little bit too long, but I can just, grind that down. I have a Dremel. But they're also a little bit thicker. So I need to make the holes in the boots. Yeah, exactly. And somebody said, why don't you just, solid, you make them solid? And I don't want to. I want to be able to take them apart in case I want to make amendments, or if something breaks, and I can take a part away and redo it. It's just that the diameter is a little bit bigger, so I have to make the holes in my shoes bigger. But we'll sort that out. But we'll do that afterwards if we have time. Because I really need a stream deck so I can just press a button instead of having to find my mouse and click on things. So here we go. Is my have you moved again? Stay there. Everything's visible. Right. Oh, Chicago screws, you go there. You go. Oh god, everything's like. I need a bigger desk. You go there. My mic is fine. That's so long as it's nearby, I can use it, so you can hear me. I have phones around because my mom was messaging me. It's important, Oh, right. I need to make sure that I can see the stream so I know that everything's okay. I need to move a little bit more that way, don't I? As always. Yeah, this is, I use Pretzel Rock, and normally I have the pop punk emo stuff on. But this is the alternate rock, which is so much better channel than... Here we go. So I can see that the stream is okay, because there's a tiny bit of a delay, but come on. There we go. No. There we go. Pencil, you can go there, because we have to do some marking in a minute. Right. Their rock channel's a bit too rock and rolly, so I wasn't a big fan of that. I like my rock and metal. So what I've done is, you can see here, I've taken a little bit in on the waist. This is based upon the first bodice that we did, and of course then you have to do the same thing on the back. And also what I've done is I made the neckline slightly different based upon the previous one, but then you need to make sure that the shoulders match when you put the back on, so I had to amend the shoulder on the back pattern as well, so I have a bit of a longer back here. So that's the things that you have to do. So I took apart what I previously made. That's the front bit. That's the back bit. The back I could just reuse and just put the pattern on top of it and, just make the changes in the top and the bottom. That's the sleeve. Didn't need to make any changes to that because that was perfect. Recut the front. So I think as well with making the top bit wider, that I can put my head through it quite without any issues. So the question is, will it work? Helps if I plug in my sewing machine. Oh. Come here. Here we go. Right. So we can start pinning it all together. Make sure I can put my head still through it. this there. Oh, here we go. Now I also made some marks on there because the split's gonna go a little higher, so I don't need to. I don't drink a lot of coffee. I literally have 2 coffees a week. Sorry, 2 coffees a day. One around 11 after breakfast is settled and I'm getting a bit like, it's not lunchtime yet. I need something. And usually around this time of 3-4 o'clock when I'm like, I need a boost. I blame the fact that I started working in customer services on me liking coffee now. So we're starting from that mark because that's where the split starts. Up here. Yeah, now you go on. Okay. And the same on this side. And I didn't take the mark over, damn it. How many times do I say you have to make the mark on both sides? Also, I drink my tea very milky, because, you know. There you go. Okay. Today will also be a good test to see if my music is gone from the VODs. I mean, I still wouldn't use copyrighted music on my streams, live streams, because I've seen that they can do that on live streams as well. So, but I just don't want it on my VODs because it's still, even though Pretzel Rock says no, all live music is fine, I still have VODs that get muted, and then I have to. Coffee Mate, yeah. Because I still have VODs that are being muted and unpublished because there's a copyright claim, even though I use Pretzel. So if I ever get anything while I'm doing live streaming, then I can just say, right, fuck you. Pretzel Rock, sort it out. So... And I'm wearing my hoodie at the moment because it is so cold. But it will probably go off while I'm sitting on the 2 big LED lights here. So... Right, so... Oh, come here! Sewing machine. And I need to put you through the needle again. No, come on. I also want to do a test because I've been looking at the best way to do the seams for the costume because it's only a single fabric. I know I should because most of my apartment is heated through floor heating. It just means that sometimes the floor is nice and warm. I have no problems with my feet, but the rest of my body, I get cold hands very quickly. So I need to look into it. I had a small heater. I have no idea where it is at the moment. It's probably because in the summer I take out my fans to keep cool. And if I could find is there a country where it's always between 21 and 25 degrees Celsius? Because that's my perfect temperature. Any warmer and I overheat. Any colder and I get cold. I'm in principle like my bloody gecko. My gecko has better, organization than me. She's got a warm bulb, ceramic bulb, that makes sure that it's always around 21, 22 degrees in her cage, in her terrarium. I have a UVB heat bulb, a UVB bulb that gives her 4 hours of UVB light even though she officially doesn't need it as a crested gecko. I mean, so, oh. I should put my pad on the other side. Let me guess, I put my scissors on the other side, didn't I? How have I put them underneath here? No, that's my big scissors. Where are my small scissors? Dang it! I put them on my other desk. I have 2 sewing desks. I just don't have 2 scissors. Let me get my scissors. Yeah. Yeah, so in the bedrooms and this room there's a radiator, but that radiator is like buried behind plastic containers full of fabric, so it's no use there. Alright. The thing is, in my bedroom, it's like, I'm in bed. I have a warm duvet. I don't need the heating in the bedroom. It does, you know, not make it as easy getting out when it's cold, but... yeah. That's alright. Damn it. I figured that one. I need a drop command instead of a stab command. Here we go. One more? Yeah, one more. Dang it, it's the wrong way around. Oh. Yeah, so Hot Armory, so is a great streamer. They have a command that if you do exclamation mark drop, when they drop something, it just counts how many times they drop something. I actually have a command called exclamation stab, which will count how many times I stab myself with needles, because it's a common occurrence with me. Although at the moment I think I should have been I drop more things at the moment, but you know. Right, so let's just those together and put the sleeve back in, because I still need to make sure that that's in the correct position. So let's see. Anyway. Yeah, that looks alright. I think I can get my head through that. Let's check. Yeah, perfect. So I hope I remembered which side. Huh. Yes! That's the command! Yeah. You will find when I start working more with needles and doing stuff, the chances are I've stopped myself on stream so many times already. And Jelly, she's got like one that does about when she hiccups. You know. All of those things. You're getting slowly more and more. I need to add more things to the channel points. The Praise to the Emperor is the only one I kinda really have. I need to find that soundboard I had from for the Sisters of Battle. So I still need to set up my front room so I can do VR streaming, because there's a game called Battle Sister that I want to do. Really? Oh. So I should just have a mature rating on my stream, because I do swear. I can't help it. I mean, compared to how I was when I left the army, I'm pretty censored, censored. But before, this fitted a lot better, so I'm not sure if it's because it's on the wrong side, or... Can I? There we go, that's better. I know people that stream that are like kids friendly, and I'm like, nah. So, here we go. Ah, yes, the laptop keyboards are so different. I have a MacBook Pro for work, and because I remember when I got my new job working for this company, I was like, yay, new job! Boo, I have to work with an Apple MacBook. And it's so weird typing it. I've just got a Bluetooth keyboard extra because I just couldn't deal with the keyboard being used a mechanical keyboard on my gaming PC. You should try like my mom did. She bought a laptop in Sweden, so the keyboard is fairly different, but she set it up for just normal Dutch. But sometimes the keys are like, you don't know where something is because it's not on the key layout. That's confusing to work with. No worries. What game are you playing, by the way, JJ? Here we go. Right, sleeves on. Let's see if this fits a bit nicer on my waist. Right. Ah. 6 ads, really? And fuck. Jeez. I will have a look into that, see if I can spread them around a longer. It's probably the time. It told me to lengthen the time for the ad breaks. Yeah, that's the thing. And if you only have like what I had it set to 90 seconds. But at least at the 30-minute mark, that's kind of when... Yeah, because I had it set up so that it should wait 30 minutes. And I'm pretty sure I set it up first to do 90 seconds, which should be 3 ads. But then it told me that I wouldn't get my ad revenue unless I upped it. So I will have to look into it again. So my mom bought she lived in Sweden for a while before she moved back to Belgium. And she bought a laptop in Sweden, but of course it has a Swedish keyboard on it. So the numbering and the letters on top are different from... She has it set to being a normal US keyboard or Dutch keyboard. So sometimes you're looking for where's the at sign. And it's like you just have to try many different key combinations. It's a nightmare. And for instance, on my gaming PC, I have my keyboard set up as UK, but I have a US keyboard. So sometimes I'm used to it because I type blind, because I used to live in the UK, so I'm used to the UK keyboard layout. So for me, the at sign is there and not there. So let's grab a keyboard. So on the UK keyboard, the 2 is not the ad. The at sign on the US keyboard is there, but the UK, it's here. So it's slightly different. But because I'm so used to typing in UK keyboard blindly, that it's for me it's easier to keep it on the UK layout. Although my work is on US, but yeah. They're one of those things. I've gotten so used to it that it's not a problem anymore. Right. Let's see. No. Yeah. Most European countries use a US keyboard. Although Poland has its own thing. But let's not talk about the confusion that's Poland in languages. So the whole adjustment is perfect. Okay. So that is actually perfect. I took it in quite a bit. So if I use the gun holding. So that's and then that one. Yeah. So it's got a bit of the camera is mirrored is always a pain. So this will have like well, you'll see when I start making it, a special way of making this covered. It's seamed. Or I can even do it with bias binding. That would work as well. So, but yeah, that's perfect. Because I've taken it in a bit, so it's a bit smaller now on the sides. So that's a lot nicer. Right, now to redo the skirt bit. Ah. Alright, actually I'm pretty warm enough, so I'll leave that off. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. So anyways, right. So that's the front. So now that the front bit is a bit smaller, this is the smaller front. No, because this is just to make sure that it fits. So for me, I just use one sleeve because I know it's fine. So when I start cutting it out from the correct fabric, I'll of course cut two. But I know now that the length is fine and everything like that. I'm just sad that I can't use the one that I had with the, because that would work so perfectly. But then so and I've been keeping an eye out on the Black Friday sales to make sure, see if there's any of the better cameras to replace that camera, and then maybe I can put that camera somewhere that you can see when I stand up fully. you know, it's one of those. So that's 1 finger thickness. Is that one there? Alright, let's make sure I use the middle. So what I'll do is, so one of the amendments that will happen is the whole front bit will be, because I've checked, and it looks like I will have enough fabric to make the whole outfit out of the same fabric. So before, I didn't think I would have enough fabric. But now that I looked at it, I think there will be enough. So that I can make it all out of the same fabric, which I think will be better for the TwitchCon competition, just, you know, for how it looks. But in principle, what I'll do is, so once, if this front bit, skirt bit works, then I will cut it out as one piece, one full piece. So there's no seam in the middle. So this is kind of what I use as the pattern. There we go. Yep. That looks good. That's the problem, is like when there's no pattern that does exactly what you want, you pattern this way. So I also picked up, so before I decided to do this for TwitchCon, one of the things that I wanted to do, I just bought red leggings and a red top to go underneath. Now, of course, for TwitchCon, I will be making those because they don't fit perfectly. So if I can make something that works perfect for me, because, you know, I'm tall. But yeah, for ease of, you know, the work, I was going to use store-bought stuff. But TwitchCon likes it. The more you make yourself, the better. And since I am used to working with stretch fabrics, you know, I have my own legging pattern that I sell in my shop, so that's not an issue. I can do that. So, oh, dang it! Should change so you can see what I'm doing. So, here we go. That's the front part. I need to empty that still. I think that is about the right size. So the back. Alright, so here we go. Did I sew it on this side? Yeah. Are you still the same? You're probably not. I should put you in the middle. Something I've learned very quickly when sewing. Start from the middle. There we go. Because I wanted to look a bit like it was a proper habit, like nuns wear, and I just ripped two massive splits in the front so she could move better. And that's kind of how it all developed. Also, in the UK, there is Warhammer Fest, which is all about Warhammer. And somebody was saying yesterday, I was in somebody's stream hanging out, and somebody was saying they actually do a cosplay competition. Now, this is in April, and I was already planning on being in the UK in April. So, I won't be able to wear the Sisters of Battle costume. A, I don't think it's going to be finished. B, because TwitchCon wants you to enter a costume that you've not worn yet for any competition. So, but as I was saying, I wanted to do a Warhammer Darktide cosplay for PeerCon, which is the big cosplay competition here in Poland. So maybe that's what I will be bringing. And if this is my Sisters of Battle is anywhere finished and I can bring it, I might just bring it for the show off. And not entered into the competition. So but since I'm planning on flying over, it's gonna be a pain because of the size of the costume. It's gonna be a pain already for July, when I'm flying to Paris. Because if I have to make a choice between 16 hours of driving or 2 hours of flying, I know which one I choose. Go. That's the butt side of things. The rear. So let's see. I need to make it a little more. Because I've made it smaller, so. There we go, that's one side. And go outwards. I think that would work. Right, so yoink, yoink. Put it the right way around. That looks pretty much the way it should be. Might be a little bit shorter, but like I said, you can always make something shorter. You can't make something longer. At least not with fabric. Well, So one of the things so this is what I've bought before. So I should actually wear this. Could do that in a minute. So this is like a long sleeved, slightly higher necks. Yeah, this is 16 hours. From Warsaw to Paris. So from Warsaw to whereabouts my mum lives in Belgium, which is like 3/4, is about 11 hours driving. And from my mum to Paris, it's about 4.5 hours driving. Yeah, 16. I don't mind driving to Germany for things, but yeah. So it's got a bit of a higher neck because what she's wearing is quite high in the neck. Yeah. So, and I wanted to put holes in the thumb, here in the sleeve, thumb holes. So when I wear it and I put the gloves on, and then I found these in the shop. They're leggings, but they've got stirrups so that they don't move when wearing. Now, so I want to make something similar. But these are not really for my leg length. The waistband sits very low if I put my feet in the stirrups. Yeah, 16 hours to Paris. Warsaw to Paris is 16 hours driving, or thereabouts. So let me put this on, because I think that would work better underneath. Because that gives me an idea. Let me be right back. Right, so this is the top that I was planning on wearing underneath. So I wanted to put a hole in there for my thumb so that it doesn't crawl up my arms. But we'll make one similar. But let's see. Oh. As long as I could put my head through. Here we go. Here we go. So, because he's wearing this big neck guard, so shoulder pad thing, so that's why I thought it'd be good to have something a little bit higher that it doesn't rub against my skin. I think that is actually pretty good. Might still lose, it's a bit more. How am I going to show it to you guys? So even when I put that one normal, there's still a table in the way. I can stand. Let's see. If you're seasick, close your eyes for a second. See, my arm's not long enough. Can you stand there for a second? Stand there. So that's how. So there will be a belt here. So that's how the sides work. So the front part goes down, just like in the picture, and then the back is quite long. Can I move you even further? Can I move you further? Nope, I pulled you out. 1 second. Cable is not that long. That's better. Yes, are you working again? Come on. Come on, webcam. Are you working? Yes, you're working again. Alright. I can't pull it any further. So, and then it goes all the way down. Don't look at my jogging pants. So, kind of what it looked like in the picture. So I think that we're... Oh, let's put you back. I really need a different setup so I can have another... So... But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So now jogging pants for the win. Comfy. So that's because between the gloves that start here and the end that you can see that she's wearing something. So I wanted to have some holes in there. That if I put the gloves on, that the arm doesn't keep moving up and I'm continuously like pulling on it. And that's why the leggings with the stirrups are such a good idea, that it doesn't run up either. So, right. I'll be right back. Let me take this off and put my shirt back on. One sec. Right. I'm back in my normal shirt. A bit more comfier. So, yeah, I need to look into the Black Friday sale, see if you can get another camera that can give me give a different look. Anyway, so this is actually perfect. So I now can transfer this to the real fabric. However, still trying to take it apart. Here we go. So that's perfect. You go there. That's better. Right. Now, something that if you're not a sewer, you probably don't know about. So this is the fabric I'm going to use. This is one of the small parts that came with it. I had a off-cut. So this is the piece that I have shown people on the stream before. Now you can probably see if I take, hang on, let me, current project, cosplay. There we go. So you can see the rest. So this is the original piece. So I cut a piece off and put it through the washing machine because, especially this kind of woven fabric, has a tendency to shrink. Now, to give you an idea, if you can see here, yes, it shrinks. So now that I know the sizes that I need, and I've got hair in my eye, then, so this for instance is perfect for a sleeve or two, I don't know. But I need to put it through the wash so that it shrinks, so that when I need to wash the actual costume, even though there's a layer underneath it, but just in case something happens, it gets dirty, you know, the edges might get dirty. So that when I wash it, it doesn't shrink and I can't fit into it anymore. So hence I had to little test piece that I washed so that you can see that the original size is here, and you can see that if my camera wants to straighten up. Right, stay there. Why do you keep falling to one side? Oh, that's the problem. Okay, I'll fix you that way. Right, here we go. Hey, Atomic! Yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, so I need to wash the fabric first, because as you can see, there is some shrinkage in the fabric. So that's the edge, or if I put it there to the edge, there is a, you know, a tiny bit of shrinkage. So I will have to wash the full. Now that I know what sizes I need, I'm going to roughly cut out with, you know, with that much extra space. Wash the fabric, and then because the piece itself. Yeah, that's why I did it, because that's why I cut this piece off, because this is. I bought 6 and a bit yards, and the bit is this. So I especially, you know, cut off a piece and put it in the washing machine, because I know woven fabrics. This is a full cotton canvas that it would, you know, shrink a tiny bit. But this gives me a good idea how much shrinkage there is based upon this little bit here in the corner here. So that now that I want to cut out the main bits from the, you know, the mock-up that I have, that I know how much space I have to give it to cut the big pieces out. To give me an idea how much shrinkage is going to be. But at least now I know I probably have enough to do the whole outfit in the same fabric. Because this fabric is just fucking awesome. I just love the fact it's one piece of fabric with 2 sides. So, but yeah, that's what I have to do next. Like I said, I have to. Have I got the sleeve pattern there? Sleeve, are you here? Yes, you are. Can I get 2 of you out of here? No, I don't think so. Oh, no. Because the sleeve is... Oh, maybe. Maybe. It depends. It depends what happens after I washed it. Because it's literally on the edge of the max that it can be. But, here we go. So if it doesn't shrink too much, I could potentially get the sleeve out of this bit. And then I have 6 yards left for just the bodice. So, that's perfect. We know now. Right. Put my scissors on the board. You go there. You go there. But yeah, so that's what's going to happen next. This is going to be washed, and then, as you can see from this part, it needs ironing. So I haven't ironed this yet. You see the sleeve, the things on it. So, I don't know if you came in time, Atomic, to see me try this on, but I've made a few amendments. I've made the neck hole slightly different, so it's wider now and not as long, so and my head fits through perfectly. And I took it in a little bit in the sides, So that now I have this front piece. So I'm just gonna take out the seams on the side. We'll take out the sleeve, take the seams out. So use this as the full, you know, size that I need. And the front bit, it's got the shorter skirt bit. So that's definitely something that I'm quite happy with. So that's done. Now next weekend I am away. I'm at a hackathon. It's about startups because I've been working on an idea for a new application, and we'll see what happens this weekend. See what people think. But one of the things I wanted to try, where this piece is perfect for, I want to try French seam. Because I think, because it's a one piece, and French seams is what being used for, you know, see-through fabric. And I want to have the seams to be absolutely perfectly nice, of course. Stop zooming all the time. So we're going to cut a bit off. And then cut that in half. Right, so if I saw this correctly, it is the wrong sides together first. It's been a while since I've done a French seam because in principle I don't work with cotton. I work with lycra, which just gets overlocked on this machine. I don't have an overlocker. Right, so wrong sides together first, they said. Okay, wrong sides together. I will have to do all the pressing and doing, but for now, no, this is just a test. And then they said to cut the seam close. Okay. And then turn it around. This is why you need to iron. I think I need to be a little bit closer. There you go. Excuse me. And then it's the wrong sides together. And this is why I need an iron, because you can then make the seams really nice and neat. Chunk. Okay. And then I need to seam quite close. So this means I have to really watch what I do with my seam allowances. Okay, give me that. So, well, if pretty good. After the amount of time I spent working on the previous pattern, now with this new pattern it was done in no time. So, it's getting there. So that's, yeah, I quite like that, but it's very kind of thick seam, so I might have to think of something else. It makes it very thick, especially in this thick fabric. But the seam is nice on both sides. So you got seam here and a seam here. That's perfect. Yeah, so now that I know that the dress is fine, I'm going to start on the lower leg armor. I think they're called greaves. And I've been looking at a couple of patterns and ideas. because I've got the big knee thing on it as well. So I'll be going back to foam smithing. Problem at the moment is it's freezing it, so I can't sand in house. So I actually been looking into creating some sort of spray booth, sand booth type idea with like a bathroom extraction fan and a HEPA filter in there, so one that stops spray paint and also fine dust. And maybe making holes in it and make from those like sleeves so that you can put your hands in it and then it stops here so that there really no dust can come out, because the dust is bad for me because I've got asthma, same with the spray paint, and also because I have a gecko, a reptile, who is yay tiny. She's 50, 60 grams, and for her even one particle is bad for her. So but yeah, I'm just looking at these French seams and I'm not sure I like that. It's too thick. Right, let's think. There is a different way of doing it. It's called a mock French seam. Got another piece. But this time, do it that way around. Oh, don't need to seam that. But yeah, I need to really start doing more on the work on the costume if I want to be like have most of it finished by May. May, June. So sometimes it feels like you've not done anything. So this is what they call the mock French seam. But I don't know if it's gonna work. But should have made a bigger seam, shouldn't I? And then they said to cut one side. I quite like this because it's got less of a seam thickness. So if I go around, bend it around, I think this is nicer. This is why I need a sewing machine. Sorry, my iron. Not a sewing machine, I have a sewing machine. Let me make this smaller. And then turn this to this way and then this way. Well, that means I have to be extremely accurate with my seam allowance. But I do think I like this one better. And I should really change my needle because I still use a stretch needle. I guess I'll have to change this one because it probably is blunt after using this kind of fabric. Right. So in this case, I have to be so secure in being able to make two lines very clearly. So that's the other way of making a seam. However, it means the difference is that that's the one seam there, which is a lot nicer. And then this seam, oh, that's why. Yeah, so that seam would be that way. So you've got two lines. Come on, concentrate. So you have an extra, stitch next to the seam line, where here it's just like that. But on the inside, this is very thick, and I think towards your body and anywhere else it's going to be a pain, and this is a lot nicer. Of course, I will be color coordinated. I need to have a look, see if there's other ways of doing it. There should be a way of doing it. There is a way, of course, where this side you just encase in binding, which is another issue, another thing that you could do. I mean, you can just over edge the sides, but that I don't think that looks that good. Nope. Because one way is to just cover this. That could do as well. I have another idea. There are so many ways of making seams. It is just one more idea. This is why I have a test patch. It will require a slightly bigger seam. So make it there. So make sure that I hold it there. Right. So what I was just thinking, So I can fold them down this way, but that's not nice. I was thinking folding them to the middle and folding the other side to the middle. This is where you need not the sewing machine. Why do I keep saying sewing machine? This is why you need the iron. So now I have to hold it while I'm doing this. Come on, fold over, and you fold over, and then go together. Be nice. Here we go. And clip you there. Of course, I've got an itchy nose now. But this means, again, I have to be so clear with my seam allowances, where to sew. Hey, it's not a problem, but alright, let's try this. Then we've got 3 different ways of potentially doing the seams, because this is not visible on the outside if I do it this way. And it's still a nice seam. But the question is it too bulky? So that's the third option. Now you've got a nice seam on the outside, a nice seam on the inside. Just have to be pressed to the other side. But it's still quite, compared to that, that's similar thickness, but at least depends on how much I can. How does that feel? No, that's still thinner. So French seam. This is like a folded seam, which looks nicer on the inside, but I'm not sure about how it looks on the outside. And then you got that one, which is that way on the inside. I'm still not 100% sure which one I want to use. For thickness, the middle one is the best, because it's the thinnest, because you cut off one of the sides. This one is also thinner, but it's not as neat looking. It's still thick, because it's thick fabric. And this one is just too thick. It's cute. Unless it's supposed to be like really close. So it's a lot shorter, so it's like here. Let me get my seam ripper and try that again before I make a decision. I do like the fact that the seam here is flat, but there is a stitching on the outside. So you have to look more like here, because that's where I done it correctly. Let me get my seam ripper, Because I want to try that, but then a lot closer to the edge and see if that makes it less bulky. I really need to just buy more and put them on more places. Right. Let's take this one apart and redo that one. Because it looked a lot smaller when I saw him done on one of these instructions that I saw. Alright. There you go. Right, so let's remove this. And let's try that again. And this time, let's make it a little smaller. Cut and put the seam a lot closer so it doesn't stick out so much. Then we can make a decision on what we want to do. Right, let's see. Right. When you run the risk that it's visible on the other side, just like that. It's smaller. Still, from all the ones that I think that's the best one. As long as I can stitch straight. Because now, on the other side, you got a little bit of the other fabric visible. So maybe go a little further. Oh, damn it. I'm so close now to the old line that I was stitching, so it's like... Yeah, the black's going to be the outside. And I will have thread that matches the inside color as well. But it's just easier for now, just to not change the thread. So now see, this is still pretty sticky out-ish. To be able to get that to look nice on the outside. So I think the flat seam here is the nicest one, even though there's going to be a line on the outside. So yeah, I mean, this would be okay if the French seam is okay if this was a thin fabric. But it's just too... Even this one, even though it's nicer... I wonder if I iron it flat, if it will stay that way. If that's nice, then... But yeah, so at least we've got a little test wrap. We know at least that French seams are not going to work. It's a nice idea, but no, it doesn't work for this fabric. We have an option where the seam will be fully flat, but then we have the stitch on the outside. Or this one, which still has a bit of a flap, and it's quite thick. But then you don't have a seam on the outside. I also still have to think about how I'm going to seam the edges, because if I do like a double seam, there's a black edge running around. So if I do it like this, which is how normally you do a single fabric, you fold it over double, that means there's a black on the outside. So I'm wondering if there's a way of doing it, making a seam on the outside that has white on the inside. So like this, and then I would have to do it that way. That could work, because it's a single fabric. Normally you have two fabrics, you put them together, and then you have a nice seam. You don't have anything, visible. So either I have to be okay that there's going to be a line on the outside like this. Oh. So this is the inside of the fabric, and it will have a seam on the edges everywhere that has this a black line. Or I'm wondering if I can do this. That's an interesting idea. Then it will be normal on the inside and just have like an edge. No. I mean, the only other way would be to make... No, I'm not gonna... That's gonna be so much work. Try that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see. Make a very small seam. Oops. Do this. And then do this. Good work. But then there's a big line on the inside. It could work. But then again, you've got this thick layer here on the edge. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna be just do that. I will have a look again in my Quatur books to see if there's any way of right this. It could work if I make it a little bigger. Actually, that could work. Instead of trying to roll it and make it small, actually make it a little bit bigger so that it's flatter. And just roll this side over. So it's a lot flatter. But it's still visible as being, but it's, you know, not immediately visible. But yeah, I'm going to have a quick look of my Couture books again and see if there's any interesting solutions. Because kind of all these themes come from the Couture books. Because they do like a lot of special, you know, themes. So that would work. Ah, no worries, Atomic. They will keep you busy for a while, aren't they? Won't they? But that's kind of the idea then that I can do to make the seam not have black on the inside and not be like this. I have that on the inside, but to have that on the inside. Either way, there's going to be a slight edge. But yeah, for the seams, I'm still thinking that this looks the nicest, even though it's got a seam on the outside. Because but yeah, the French seam is too thick, and this one is quite thick as well, because in principle it's the same thickness. The other thing I could do was put... I've got one more idea, actually. Would that work? I think it would work. it wouldn't be as thick as that. Let me try one more seam way that I can do, but I need my other foot for that. There's one more way I can do it. It's not as neat, but at least I have then more options. So, so this foot, so I don't have an overlocker, but this machine has an overlocker stitch. Yeah, keep it small. And overlock an edge. So what this does is it gives a protection on the edge so it doesn't fray anymore. That's the reason why you're doing seams, so that it doesn't fray. So that makes like a... You'll see this if you have, you look in your clothes. So if I do that, and then... So I have now so many seam options, but it's important to work. This fabric is so different from what I'm used to. And put a normal seam in, put the two sides together. Okay. These are all seams that I've seen while, going through my my sewing books. And I've checked out some of the couture seamstresses on YouTube. So now, cut this as close to the and then fold it over. No, that's not going to look good. Nope. Nope, I'm not liking that. So what that means is this bit is going to be visible in the seam. I don't like that. So that's a no. So yeah, I think so. So we have a couple of options that I tried. So this is a French seam here, but it's quite bulky with this fabric. That's where the insides are folded inside and then stitched there. So it's in principle a French seam, just, slightly different way of doing it. This is the seam where one side was cut off as well as possible, the other side folded over, and then there's a seam in the middle. This is the nicest, in my opinion, showing on the inside. But there's a seam, of course, on the outside. You can't see it because it's black on black. But still, I mean, if I proper iron everything before I sew it. But yeah, there is a seam on the outside, and that these, of course, don't have that. They have the proper seams like this. But this is so this fabric is so thick And I was going to think about maybe doing this and then fold it over and stitch it to the side. So again, it doesn't show on the other side. But I don't like this because it's thinner. But it's still visible that the overstitching, even though it will be in the correct color, I don't think it's as nice. Then of course I could just iron them all that way and you can't really see it. But yeah, there's a couple of ideas. But yeah, I'm just not these two. It's so thick and sticking out. If it was a thinner fabric, I think it would work. And then it's the thing, of course, like I've just said, because it's a single piece of fabric that I'm going to be wearing, it's going to be visible. I could, to make this, the outside seam, like the bottom seam and the side seams that are visible, this, like in the sleeves. So, but then you've got the black line on the inside. Or I can put right side on wrong side together and then seam that. It's still the same sort of bulk in principle, but it's the same color as the inside. And I think that looks a lot better. Because thickness wise it's going to be the same because it's two folded fabric. Yeah. More work, but I think for neatness that's better. So that's a kind of couple of things that I've been looking at. So all the different seam ideas, edge ideas. So, but yeah. Oh, almost. So that's all the thoughts I have to have for that. But I think that's still the best one, even though it means I have to sew so freaking straight. There's not many seams. It's only side seam and the sleeve and the shoulder seam. So what's bigger is the edges. How to work off the edges. And this is how I will be doing the color as well. Right, well there's some decisions to be thinking about. I will have a quick look again through my books and see my sewing bibles to see if there's any other options that I can have. And as well, because it's a single thing, I think I'm going to get some fabric paint to paint the Order of the Bloody Rose on it. So, right. Have I finished my coffee? No, I didn't. Of course, 2 hours later and I'm still not finished my coffee. It's good I don't mind cold coffee. So, what do I need to do? That's all done now. Now, like I said, next week I won't be here. So hopefully by then I will have washed the fabric and ironed it, because it creases like anything. Every freaking time with me. So next I am going to quickly take a break. Then I will be grabbing my shoe armor, and we're going to make the holes work so that I can use the Chicago screws, and we can measure then how much I have to take off the end of the Chicago screws so that they fit properly. So what I was thinking, I'm pretty sure I will roll some ads so that there will be no ads for a while. I think I can do that. No problem, JJ. You know that lurkers are always welcome. Yeah, I am going to go on and be right back. Quickly go and sort out changing the table over to go and work on the shoe armor, because I need my hot gun, my heat gun. And I'll roll the ads so that I can. You guys don't miss anything. At least, can I? Can I? Why can I not do that? You usually run an ad and you must wait to run another. Oh! I have to wait 10 minutes before I can do that. Dang it! I hate these things. Right, well. Oh, can I do it now? Right, I'll go and be right back and see if I can run an ad so that you guys don't get annoyed when I'm not here. So be right. Would help if I turn my microphone back on. One of those. Right, so the shoe armor. So, for those of you who have not seen this yet, here we go. So, this is the shoe armor. Come on. Thank you, Atomic, for the welcome back. So this is the shoe armor that I've been working on. So first I had the idea of doing it with a cover and then foam, but then I was too worried that with the moving... Yes, it's fully finished now in principle. So we first had the cover and thought we were going to do it with foam. But then Jelly told me how much they were walking in the costume. I was like, foam is going to distort. So I thought, I have a sheet of Warbler. I've had it for years. I'll cover it in Warbler. And then I realized that it was strong enough not to need a cover to be attached to. So, but this was the idea, that it moves. So we used, I still need to spray paint these on the inside. So the first plan was to use these pins. But they're not really big, strong, and I have to glue them. So, while looking at somebody else's work, they used Chicago screws. Exactly. They actually used Chicago screws. So what they used were these. So it's a hollow bit and a screw bit. And the great thing is one side is blank, because you can have them with other sides, and one side has the little, Phillips screwdriver bit. So, not only will they be able to be a lot sturdier, because you can just literally screw them in, and then done. But also it means I can remove them, that if there's a bit that, because I'm planning, in June there's a Warsaw Comic Con, which is 10 minutes away from me. Is just to wear the costume, not for competition, but just to wear the costume to do a test of walking around, moving, and doing all the things I need to be able to do in the costume. And if something's wrong and I have glued these other things in, and I can't take them apart, and I have to restart. So I thought, I can take them apart, take the part out that I want to redo, and then do it. Only thing is, the holes are smaller, so I need to make the holes bigger in the area. So these are not spray painted yet on the inside, and at the moment, with the freezing weather outside, I probably will not be able to spray paint for a while, unless I can figure out how to make a indoor spray booth with filter. But these are now done with Plasti Dip on the inside. I'm trying to get the light on it. So there I've got the little rubbery inside, so they're protected from the weather. And I think I've done these as well. Yeah, these are completely done as well. See, nice and shiny. And I've put the Velcro on the inside. I've got the Velcro for that one as well. It's just haven't glued it in yet, because I had to wait for the glue to be dry, the inside to be dry. But I need to make the holes bigger. So let's start on that one. So I'm hoping, actually, let me grab my big box. Yes, Jacob's Selections. Doesn't have it in it, but it's got all my big tools, heavy tools in there. Now, having to find one that's too big. So what size are you? If I can read it. 1/4 inch. Okay. What are you? 7/8, I think. Oh, 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 that might be the perfect size. You're the perfect size. Right, excellent. Best thing ever is drawers underneath your desk. And this desk is really high, so there's space between the drawers and the underneath, so I can put all things on top. So I need this size. So that's right. Okay. Ah, itchy nose. So hopefully I can get that done without having to redo everything. So what I'm thinking is removing some of the inside warbler and just push it through. Atomic, did I show you the paint test that I've done? Come on. Come on, let's take this hole out. Come on. That worked. Excellent. Right. Now, heat it up again. Sorry if it's noisy. Oh, it's too warm. Now, should push this through. Yeah, that works. All right. I'll make sure it's not too distorted. It's warming it up too much. Alright, move you there and just warm up a little bit to make that smoother. Okay, a little bit of an air bubble here. Push those out. Right, let's do the other side because I'm pretty sure Yeah, that works fine. Right. Oh, yeah. No. So make sure I do it the same way. Yep. Alright, so alright, so that fits through the hole. Perfect. Okay. Make sure I make it a bit smoother again. You gotta be kidding me. I did not want any Christmas songs. I hate Christmas. And it made it sound really bad, but yeah, no. Fuck off. Sorry, don't want that. Better. Right. So that's them. With a bigger hole. Yeah, I do think that they're going to be too long. Because those were 12 millimeters and these are 15 millimeters. But we'll see. Right, next. Four holes on this side. Make sure. Okay, come on. Let's go through. I feel that this one is a little bit to the side, but let's warm this up. And push it through. Yeah. Alright, so you go back there. Okay. That's better. Alright. so that's fine. Another one. Oh, need to remove some of the warbler first, so I can't make it bigger. Right. Okay, let's heat that up and get it through. Alright. Yoink, yoink, yoink. I'll have to redo the exact forming again because it just deforms a bit when you heat it up again. But the holes are bigger, so exactly as I want to. I just need to remove a little bit so I can ew, come on, let's get this hole going. Take the bit of foam out. Okay. Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright, so make sure once it hardens, I still can put it through. Yeah, that's alright. Last hole on this side. I can make that. Wish I thought of these before, but hey ho. see if that works. Ah, it's on the floor. I will find it later. Right, here we go. And let's... let's make it a bit of a nicer scene. Right, come on. There we go. Right. So, and that means I should screw parts. Yeah, as I said, they are a little bit too big. I'll show you in a minute. But I think they're so much better. So you can see the screws are a tiny bit too long. I will amend that. But I think it's a far better solution. Because it's actually moves. It could be real armor. But I'm not hot armories. So, right. Last two holes to be done. Alright, let's get this off. Come on. Alright, let me see if I can pull this out. Let's heat it up so we can pull it out there. Finally. Alright. Okay, right. Hole. Hole is big enough. Let's put that close again. Yeah, make sure I still can fit the screw through. Yeah. Perfect. One more. Oh. I think that's it. Come on, get out. Oh, this is really hard work sometimes. We're getting there. Almost one shoe done. Okay, that should be done. Let's heat up the outside. And push this through. Alright. Alright, perfect. Okay. Right, that looks like all holes are done. Make sure I can get through it. Yeah, alright. Just about. Right, so that should mean this one goes over there. So, go to the other side, it's already cooled down. You go there, you go there. Ah! Go through. Get me a screw. Yeah. Are you okay? Come on, go in. Here we go. Fully articulated shoe armor. Whee! And as you can see in the inside, I could, I need to, the size of the screws are too big. But I was making marks and then I'll just cut them down. I has a Dremel. Shoe armor. Done. That looks freaking cool. Hot. Damn it. Ah, yes, 2.5 hours. Sorry about the at jail. Sorry. If you, I hope you're out of jail now. Right. So that's one done. All the little bits of foam. Here we go. Oh, dang it. That sounded like a long one. So sorry about that. But yeah. I wish I could lengthen, but I think it's once an hour or something like that, but... I think it's, if I actually earned a lot of money from the ads, it'd be great, but what do you earn? Like, $1 cent? $2 cents exactly. It's like... It's not like we make a lot of money from it. And it's even less. Like, I mean, I try to set them to like 90 seconds max, but then you get even less. It's like you're kind of forced to take, you know, the max of, I think it's 3 minutes, which is really annoying. I mean, you see some of the bigger streamers and they're like, sponsored by this, sponsored by that. I don't even have moderators. But it's alright. I like the people that I've got here. Damn it. Why does it not do that? Come on. Okay, that's way. Right. one more boot, and then probably I've been streaming for 3 hours, and my headset will say you can't have any more. I really need to have a look at some Bluetooth headset that actually lasts a little longer than 3 hours, or have a second set so I can change over, but I don't know how that will work. I just don't want to sit with the large headset on, because that just really annoys me. I think that's big enough. Yep. All right, so let's. There we go. Make sure I still put the, every time I press it down. Alright. Did I do that one already? No, but it does feel a lot bigger than the other hole. In principle, I've spent a lot, and I mean an insane amount, trying to figure out this cloak. Because initially, I had the idea of having a princess theme bodice, so that the seams run around the edges. But I couldn't get the sleeves to work correctly, because the sleeves are really particular in how long they are. Yeah, exactly. But it just didn't work out because I needed kimono sleeves, and I couldn't get the sleeves to go the way they wanted to without it looking weird. So I think I spent quite a lot of time on that. Yeah, and it, like, if with princess seams it's a nicer fitted bodice, but it just didn't work out. So I went back to the drawing board and I drew this, because in principle a lot of the kimono patterns, in principle the whole bodice is one piece. And thinking about it, I could probably do that, but no. So then I drew the kimono bodice idea, then made the sleeves loose, so I drew up the sleeve pattern. Yeah, it's constant. And then I made that one, and then it was way too big. So it also had an opening because a kimono is usually like a morning gown type idea, so it had a front opening. So I took it in massively, made the front piece one piece, um, and changed the opening because I realized what I could do is like she's a battle nun. So in principle, I wanted to make it look like a habit that she just ripped two pieces off and made the sleeves longer, shorter, um, to be able to move better. Um, so it didn't. So this saves me having to do a zipper because we were talking about having to do a zipper either in the back or on the side. Uh, so now it's like the hole is big enough. The sleeves are correct that I can literally pull it over my head. Kind of an idea what a nun's habit is. Um, and then again, I took it in a little bit more on my waist because I have an hourglass figure, so to take it in a little bit more in the waist, and that's what I've done today is put that together and see if it fitted, and it fit perfectly fine. And then I'm going to make a corset belt without a front busk, so it's a belt, not a corset waist cincher. So that it goes in and actually looks like a bit of a habit because they always have like a belt around their things as well. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I sew a lot, a lot, a lot. I have a lot of fabric, but I usually work with lycra, and lycra is stretchy, and any stretchy fabric is a lot more forgiving and easier to work with. Well, for me, working like this again, it's been a while. I think, yeah, about 5 years ago, I made a dress from the movie The Hobbit, the Galadriel dress, the white dress with the grey weird fabric net that she's wearing, and I made that for a friend. But that made me realize how much of forget how much I'd done. Yeah, it was really cool. She wore it for a photo shoot and everything. Because she's a Czech journalist. She works. She does gaming. She's a journalist for a video game program in the Czech Republic. So she wore that for a particular game that came out that was related to. I think was it Shadows of Mordor? I think it was Shadows of Mordor that came out. So that was really cool. So that's kind of what I have in my mind, but I was like going with the princess themes, but it just didn't work out. So I think this way is the best way. So I have to start looking. I have some interesting fabric that I found that I want to use for the corset. So I can make it double-sided, the corset belt. So I can make it double-sided, so I can use one side for me and then one side for the cosplay. Because I hate wastage. But yeah, I mean, it's with, this for me, working with foam and warbler is my first time. So it's just trying to find your way in doing things and then seeing other people or being in other people's streams and they're mentioning something and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Or Jelly reminding me that I need to make everything. So I can't wear the corset belt that I once bought. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Or sometimes people come to my stream and give me ideas of things. It's like, oh, that's an idea. Himbo's a good one for that. Yeah. Here we go. Yep, that one fits. There we go. That's one. 4 in this. I learned now to heat it up first, then I can pull the foam out easier. Yeah, but I notice as well, because I have been sewing mostly lycra, you know, it's so hard to change to something else. So, and to be honest, there are quite a lot of Vistas of Battles being made. Just they're all doing it a little bit different. I mean, even Evil Ted is making one, but it's so different from. It's made from a miniature, and I use. Oh, I just realized. Where's my cosplay? So I'm using this image that is the cover on a book and made by a friend of mine. So I was like, yeah, I want it to be, you know. Next one. I need to make space here. So but that's, I must say, this is one of the things I found. So from when I found Jelly's stream to some of the others that are streaming and just hanging out, because I work from home now, so which is, pretty cool. But that means I can actually watch other people while I'm at work. So, and I may be lurking a lot because not talking a lot because I need to watch. I need to watch my work laptop. So occasionally I'll be, I have a chair on wheels and I have my laptop on one desk, and then the next desk, my corner desk, is my massive gaming PC setup. So I literally roll between the two. Because this where I'm working now is not my gaming PC. This is a small PC with made from leftover bits. That because I just didn't want to run cables all the time. So now I only have an internet cable running over the floor. So there we go. I think that would work. Hey, why is there no music? What happened to the music? Music is playing, but I can't hear anything. Huh. Hello? Can you hear music in the stream? Where's my... Oh, here. I guess I needed to charge it. You go charge for a little while. I don't know why one ear is gone faster than the other ear, but... Right. So this hole is big enough now. So you can see the difference here. Alright. That one's done. That one needs doing, and that one needs doing. I'm gonna do this one first, because nope, I need to remove some of the in the box. Okay, now I can make the hole bigger. Right, let's see. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Thank you, through. Ow, that's hot. Yep. It's hot enough still to push out. Nope, heat it up again. And that's how you continuously work with Warbler. Heat it up, move it around, heat it up, move it around. So, Atomic, are you fully finished with all the feathers? Alright. That's 1, 2, 3. We're getting there. So that one. Again, I need to remove some of the warbler around the hole. Go. Yes, I will be. I did a little test and I started on a bolt pistol. As you can see, I'm spray painting it at the moment. This is not for the cosplay, this is me making a test. Could I make something? So that's the start of a bolt pistol. Now that it's freezing outside, I can't really do much. And I started working on, but I have to wait till it's working on the soundboard. Oh. On a massive, well, so big that I can't even get it in screen fully. This is the chainsaw that she's carrying. So this is the basics. At the moment here, oh, that's already opened. So yeah, in here there's going to be 2 speakers and a soundboard, and there will be 2 buttons on the handle, so it makes 2 sounds. One is going to be the stationary chainsaw sound, so the and then the second one, which will be a continuous loop that I've already programmed. And the other one is the actual sound of cutting. So you. So I am working on the soundboard at the moment. Not working on it. I had to take a break from it because I'm waiting for parts. Oh, make it the other way around so that, So that's going to happen. And then I'll be making the bolter that she's carrying, which is a bigger version of this one, because it has like a it's this longer, because it has a sort of a handle underneath. And that one will have sound and lights. And if I can really if I can really do it, and if I have time, I'll hopefully get some smoke in it as well. But don't know if that's all gonna happen. But I already have the noise of the bolter. Also, again, there's loads of sounds and things from different games, from Warhammer games. So, but I want to have a trigger. So I want to be able to press the trigger and trigger it. So that's probably one of the last things I will be doing. Because although I know how to get the soundboard to work, because I've just done it with the chainsword, to have the trigger and not a button, that's what I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. But so it's Arduino Adafruit type work, and there's so much information. It's just, you know, it's me having to go through it and reading it and then figuring out what I need, being able to find it, if I can buy it here in Poland or if to buy it somewhere else. And then soldering it all together. Right. So I can put these together now. So yeah, that is the plan. But yeah, I think the backpack and the shoulders are going to be and the chest armor are going to be the biggest work. I mean, the thigh armor is going to be easy. Come on, go in. There we go. And the other side. Alright. There. And now the last two holes, and then it's probably time for me to have some food, because it's 6:30 here. And then I have a chance that one of my friends, Henrik, will go Deep Rock Galactic. Oh, okay. go. Last hole. Ah. Okay. Squeak, 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 squeak. There we go. Sure I can fit it through. Okay. You got to be kidding me. Damn it. Well, there we go. Right. Make sure it still goes through. There we go. Right. I had to glue the Velcro still in on this one. There we go. And oh, wrong way around. Helps if I put it the right way around. This way around. Don't tell me you've gone smaller. Yeah, you took the damn it. Squeak, 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 squeak. And that side. Come on, long one. All right. Come on. Last bit. Last screw. Whee! too. Like I said, I still need to put the Velcro on this one here, on the boot. And that it fits properly like the other one. But that's grab this one, because that one has the Velcro on it. So, shoe armor done! So, when I remove this that I put in, if I walk, it works. See, not strong enough to boost everything. Yoink. Yeah, like you can see, I still need to adjust this length of the screws, but that's not a problem. A Dremel will do that quite quickly. So, so happy with these. Because even from the front they look like. Left, right, yeah. I might have to make reform this one to be a bit more round. You can see that while I've been doing the work on the holes, it's kind of distorted. And that happens because it goes really quickly. So unless I'm going to be working in 30-40 degrees heat, this should be fine. And then just get them all looking perfectly fine around. Make sure that like the closure is alright. Yeah, this one you can see this one is a little bit, you can see it on the bottom probably. So one side goes perfectly around, one side's picked up a little. That's the nice thing about Wobbler, you just heat it up and you reform it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything's turning out. You can see it as well, because on this side the shoe doesn't close fully yet, so I have to make sure that it goes all the way. But that's from working on those holes, pushing it down on it while it's warm. But this one is fully round, and that one needs to be fully formed yet. But then I need to put the Velcro on first. And I think that one was fully painted already. I still have to paint the inside of these two sides, so that the foam is protected from any, you know, if I'm outside and there's condensation and stuff like that. So, and I think my one other headset just died as well. Oh no, it's gave me a warning. So, that's so far what we can do. I need to eat because it's 20 to 7 and I'm getting hungry. Also, as I said before, if you've not heard before, I'm not here next week. I may stream on Wednesday or next week Wednesday. I'm away for the whole weekend at a hackathon, or it's called a startup hackathon, where hopefully they'll choose my idea and we can start working on it. We'll find out. I have to pitch. I must say, this is one of the things that I think streaming has helped me a lot, because I've compared myself to last year when I started and how I could speak, how I could explain things and just, be comfortable in front of an audience. Well, even though I can't see you, there's still an audience. So I think that has helped me a lot more in getting more comfortable with talking to people and explaining the idea that I have. So hopefully things go alright and I come back and have lots of stories to tell. Because this is all done by Google for startups and for Techstars, which is quite two big organizations. So, but let's see if anybody is around to raid. channel. Is anybody alive? Let's have a look-see. And now right, let's see. Black Apple's still alive. And she's streaming for charity at the moment, so... hopefully she's not going to stop yet. Let me check. Let's stop my music. Don't tell me that she's gonna stop streaming just as I come in. If not, then we'll go to Saoirse. Or no. Yeah. Black Apple, where did you go? Because you're streaming for charity. Before everything goes and dies on me. Yeah, you too, Atomic. Everybody, I'll go and raid Black Apple. I don't know if she's going to stick around. I just saw that she went on the Be Right Back screen, but it doesn't say Be Right Back. So I'm hoping it's Be Right Back and not that she's finished her stream. For everybody that's been coming around, for everybody that's been lurking, thank you so much again. Thank you so much for being around and hanging out. And I will not see you next week, but maybe next time. But let's go and raid Black Apple because she's streaming for charity and hopefully she'll keep on streaming for a little while because she's still alive from what I can see. So, raid. And I need to type in Black Apple. Black. Yeah, she's still alive. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, she's back. Yep, awesome. Ah, lost my bottom. Raid! See you later, guys.